Howdy freeze dryers, welcome back to my little freeze drying experiment. I'm going 21 meals in a row, 7 days, living off of only 4 to 8 year old freeze dried food. And today is day number 3, and we've got some really interesting food to rehydrate today. And even though I'm eating freeze dried food, I'm still eating like a king these last couple days. And today is not gonna be any exception to that, because for breakfast I have some chia seed bites, which I'll actually rehydrate into a breakfast bowl. For lunch, I have some butternut squash soup in a really old Harvest Right bag from 2019. And then for dinner, I'm having some spaghetti and meatballs. And some of you watching may be wondering why I'm doing this. Why would you want to eat 21 meals in a row of freeze-dried food? I want to prove a couple things to myself and to everyone out there watching. It doesn't have to be emergency food. Freeze-dried food can actually taste really good, and that kind of leads me into my next thing, which is this food that I'm rehydrating is all multiple years old, the oldest being over 8 years old at this point. And I want to prove that the longevity of this food and the fact that it can be shelf stable for that long and still rehydrate great and taste good, no off flavors, is really something no one else has done before. No matter what your purpose is for freeze drying, whether it's prepping or you just want to be able to send meals overseas to troops or something like that, this shows you stuff is very shelf stable and you're not having to make sacrifices. And for breakfast, we're going to have some chia seed bites. You'll notice that I did not put a date. I just said chia seed bites. This is a good public service announcement for you. Make sure you're labeling your food, not only with what it is, but when it was freeze dried, and then any other special instructions that you need on here, because it's very important when you go back years and years and years later to know every bit of information you can about what is inside this bag or jar or whatever you're storing in. And that just proved my point, because these look to be blueberry chia seed bites. Not expecting that, but that would have been helpful to know on the outside of the package. Regardless, these will turn out amazing, as they always do. You just need to add some water, let them sit, give them a mix. These also make a good snack just on their own. The chia bowl did take a little longer than I expected. I'm gonna add some blueberry chunks also, just to give it a little extra texture. And this breakfast feels a little lighter than day 1 or day 2, but this actually will stick with you for hours until lunch. Before we rehydrate this next meal, make sure you check out freezedryingsupplies.com. All of these meals and my previous recipe videos were all made using freezedryingsupplies.com accessories. Before we go to our butternut squash for lunch, I want to mention that at day 3, the novelty is kind of wearing off. I'm 7 meals in at this point, and this is more of a norm, but I don't feel like I'm sacrificing anything. All the meals so far have been very hearty, very filling, and the rest of day 3 is going to be a great test day because we have all kinds of textures today. And that's a great segue into our lunch meal, which is going to be butternut squash soup. It's really important to get the texture of soups correct, especially creamy soups, because you don't want a smooth textured soup like butternut squash to have chunks or grit in it. So when it's possible, I like to rehydrate mine in a blender. You can also use a whisk or anything that's going to agitate this enough to break up those small chunks. Thickness and texture, really important on butternut squash soup. I put some crispy jalapeno toppers on there along with some fresh basil, and that is some high quality freeze-dried food right there. Let's not forget that this butternut squash soup is pushing 7 years old. For dinner, we have one of my favorite all-time freeze-dried meals, spaghetti and meatballs. And all of today's recipes can be found at the Freeze Drying Cookbook. They're all for free, and if the stuff in today's video is not your speed, you can find more than 400 other recipes that are specifically meant for freeze drying. The reason why spaghetti is one of my favorite freeze drying recipes is this is more of a complex recipe, but it rehydrates beautifully. This is not something that you picture eating in an emergency scenario or camping or backpacking up in the mountains. But I've had this freeze-dried meal lots of different times on road trips, on camping trips, and it always works even in a pinch with only hot water. The key to getting perfect freeze-dried spaghetti and meatballs is not too much water, and you have to be very patient. It also helps if you can make them in these little pucks like this. You just need to use tray dividers from Freeze Drying Supplies, and then you can cut them into perfect portions. And then once you get them in that, then you would just put a lid on and freeze these, and it will freeze everything in that portion. This is such a cool freeze-dried meal. This can be rehydrated anywhere, anytime, even inside of the Mylar bag. And you can control all of the input all of the ingredients, and you will definitely not find a quality meal like that in a pre-packaged freeze-dried food. Hey, are you unlocking your full potential as a freeze dryer? If you're not signed up for the freeze drying community email list, you're missing out on pro freeze drying tips and freeze dryer giveaways, the latest sales, inspirational people in the freeze drying community, as well as invaluable food storage recipes. And most important, unlocking your inner freeze drying guru. Click the first link in the description to get signed up.